Hi guys, I'm live. So I had a music theory idea that I could wait till next Wednesday, which would be 6 days from now, to do on hump day, lesson day, but by then I might not even be thinking of it, and that's a long way to go. So I thought I would give a lesson while I'm walking, just verbally. But feel free to pick up a guitar if you are a guitar player. If you're not, then maybe you still might be interested in this. We'll see. Okay, so this is my theory that I'd like to discuss with you guys. So first of all, I'm going to do this in the key of D, as in dog. My music mentor, DJ Alverson, says that D is his favorite key. That's a rhyme too. And I thought, well, yeah, whatever. But turns out I like the key too. I like the key of D. It's kind of, somehow it's cool. It's the natural mode of Dorian if you're in all white keys. So there's got to be something to that. The guy that stabbed me in the back was named Dorian. And if you play a Dorian mode with all white keys, you get D Dorian. So maybe D is a cool key. That's another rhyme again. That's the same rhyme again. But anyway, here's his lesson. So I want to talk about major pentatonic versus minor pentatonic, and major diatonic versus minor diatonic. That's a mouthful. Let me say it again. Major pentatonic versus minor pentatonic, and contrast with major diatonic and minor diatonic. So here it goes. Okay, this lesson came to me from my thought that I want to do for Button Up Monday coming up. I want to do an acoustic version with singing with me in my suit of Sunshine of Your Love by Cream. So I was thinking of that song in my head. I do a lot of that when I walk. I'm not just mindlessly walking, even though I am mindlessly walking. But I think of musical stuff too, and I was picturing the solo, not hearing it, just picturing it in my head, and how it goes from the home key of D minor pentatonic, but then it goes to B minor pentatonic, which is also D major pentatonic. More aptly, D major pentatonic is more likely how it would be analyzed. So basically the solo, at least a lot of it, goes back and forth, or back to and forth, from D minor pentatonic and D major pentatonic. So I had to analyze that in my head, and I have an interesting result. But then I thought, why stop there? Why not also try analyzing D major diatonic to D minor diatonic and back? So let's do that. Get your dang guitars out. So anyway, D is in the 10th position, 10th fret. If you just bar the 10th fret, you're basically playing a voicing of a D minor pentatonic scale. The only difference is you have notes in between, like you go from D 10th fret to 13th fret on the low 6th string. Then it's 10th fret, 12th fret on 5th string, 10th fret, 12th fret on 4th string, 10th fret, 10th fret, 12th fret on 3rd string, 10th fret, 13th fret on B string, and high E is again 10th fret, 13th fret. That's your standard, basic home base of D minor pentatonic scale. So that's cool. He could have played that the whole time, and big deal, right? But then he slides down 3 frets to the 7th position. Now, from this position, he can play the same way that D minor pentatonic is. He just slide it down three frets. So basically, there's that relationship. But that turns out to also be D major pentatonic because of the relative minor, relative major relationship that exists in music. So now let's go down, take a guitar, go down to the 7th fret, and everything's the same fingering as in the D minor pentatonic, except now you're two things. First of all, now you're in B minor pentatonic, but you're really not in B minor pentatonic, you're in D major pentatonic. So you're a different note of the pattern is the root than in the first case. It's not that the shape is different, but the root note is different, and that changes a lot of crap. So now you're going to play the same thing. It's shape-wise, it looks the same, just 3 frets down. So you have 7th fret, 10th fret on the 6th string, 7th fret, 9th fret on the 5th string, 7th fret, 9th fret on the 4th string, 7th fret, 9th fret on the 3rd string, 7th fret, 10th fret on the 2nd string, 7th fret, 10th fret on the 1st string. So that's cool, but there's more. But there's interesting to that. What happens is he does that. He goes down in the solo to Searching of Your Love. He goes to that position of D major pentatonic. It's a D major pentatonic, but it looks just like a B minor pentatonic, but they're both equivalent. They're both mathematically equivalent. So here's the trick, though. He's playing on the 3rd string in the 7th fret. So according to D major pentatonic, it would be 7th fret, 9th fret, and all that. But then he goes to a position of D minor pentatonic, but he doesn't shift up. He does not shift up to the 10th fret. He keeps himself in the 7th fret position. But now suddenly he's in D minor pentatonic. What does he do to do that? What do you have to do to the shape to do that? Well, the answer is you have to sharp 3 notes. That's what is not obvious. If you're in D major pentatonic, played as a B minor pentatonic, and you want to play D minor pentatonic in the same position, what you do is you sharp 3 notes and the octave equivalents that are there. So let me explain. The 7th fret high string goes to the 7th fret. 7th fret high string goes to the 8th fret high string, and then you still have the 10th fret high string. So that high string is sharp. That's 1 sharp. Then on the 2nd string, the 7th fret goes up to the 8th fret, and you have the 8th fret and 10th fret. That's the 2nd sharp. Then the 3rd string is still 7th fret, 7th fret, 10th fret. So wait a second here. Wait a second here. Make sure I get this right. Yeah, that's correct. Wait. Let me think here. Okay, I get it. Okay. Here I go. Okay, that was a little brain fart. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm just getting the gist of this. Okay, I got it. So, okay, notes change. Okay, there's 3 notes that get sharped from basically what looks like B minor pentatonic to go to D minor pentatonic. So, as I said, the 3 notes that are going to be sharped are the B note goes up to a C. So that means all the B notes in pattern on the 7th fret position go up a half step. That means the high E string goes from 7th fret to 8th fret. That means the D string goes from 9th fret to 10th fret. And it means that the 12th string goes from the 6th string goes from the 7th fret to the 8th fret. So that's only 1 note that got sharp, but it's played 3 times in the scale, so all those changes take place. Next note that gets sharped is you have you have an F sharp on the 2nd string, and the F sharp goes up to a G. So that means the F sharp, the 7th fret on the 2nd string goes up to the 8th fret. That's an F sharp to a G, and then interestingly enough, on the 5th string, the 9th fret on the 5th string, which would be F sharp, goes up to the 10th fret of the 5th string, which would be G. So the F sharp is played, it goes up to G, but there's 2 F sharps in the original pattern, so there's 2 places where it changes up. And that's what I just said. That's 2 of the 3 sharps you have to do to go from a D major pentatonic to a D minor pentatonic. The other sharp, better have this right, is, let me think here. All right, I can do this. Is believe it or not, let's see if we do this. Let me do this. Let's see. Okay, I can do this. Let me see. That goes up. Okay. The E note in the original pattern goes up to an F. So there's that. That means that yes. On the G string, 3rd string, on the 9th fret, that goes up to the 10th fret. So the E on the 9th fret of the G string goes up to an F on the 10th fret of the G string. That's one change. And then the E on the A string, 7th fret, goes up to the F on the 5th string, 8th fret. Okay, therefore the two E's, which I just said what they were, go up to F, and after that, that's the third sharp that you do. And now that you make all those changes, you have this pattern. I'm going to spat it out of my brain, if I have a brain. So here it is. This is the D minor pentatonic played in the 7th position. So, high E string. Let's do it. Let's do the high E string first. High E string, 10th fret. High E string, 8th fret. B string, second string, 10th fret, second string, 8th fret. Third string, 10th fret, third string, 7th fret. Fourth string, 10th fret, fourth string, 7th fret. Fifth string, 10th fret, fifth string, 8th fret. And 6th string, 10th fret, 6th string, 8th fret. So all those sharps, the three sharps that you had. I mean, all three of the notes in the original B minor pentatonic / D major pentatonic scale get sharpened, as I just said, and that gives you a pattern that's a way of going back and forth between major pentatonic and minor pentatonic while staying in the same position. And what's interesting about this, what do you think is interesting about it? Tell me what you think. Think about it for a second. Pause the video if you need some more time to think. What's interesting is that whereas in diatonic major and minor scales, sharpening leads to major scales and flattening leads to minor scales. But did you notice that when I went from a D major pentatonic to a D minor pentatonic, I sharped 3 notes, not flatted 3 notes. That's the fun part. That's the cool part. In pentatonics, when you flat 3 of the notes in a certain way, you go from minor to major, even though you're flatting notes. And if you sharp 3 notes in certain ways, you're going from major to minor, even though you're sharping 3 notes. So that's what's interesting. In pentatonic, to go from major pentatonic to minor pentatonic, you sharp 3 notes, even though that would seem counterintuitive. Why are you if you're going from major to minor, why are you sharping 3 notes? It just works out that way. And if you're going from minor to major pentatonic on the same route, you actually flat 3 notes. So from going from minor to major, you would think you'd sharp 3 notes, but you actually flat 3 notes. And that's the interesting thing. That's what's cool about it. And knowing this mathematically and structured, visualizing it on the keyboard, on the fretboard, it is one of the steps to trying to play that solo by Clapton in Sunshine of Your Love that I'm going to do this button up Monday. So I did all that in my head and figured it out. So you flat 3 notes to go from minor to major, and you sharp 3 notes to go from major to minor. It's counterintuitive. But for diatonic scales, you sharp for major and you flat for minor. Now, just to be complete, I'm going to continue this rant a little bit. So now let's say here's another question. Let's say you're in the same solo that Clapton does in Sunshine of Your Love, and you're in D minor pentatonic. Okay, let's go back to that. You're on the 10th fret, barring all strings on the 10th fret, playing a few other strings. So you have D minor pentatonic is 6th string 10th fret, 6th string 13th fret, 5th string 10th fret, 5th string 12th fret, 4th string 10th fret, 4th string 12th fret, 3rd string 10th fret, 3rd string 12th fret, 2nd string 10th fret, 2nd string 13th fret, 1st string 10th fret, 1st string 13th fret. Now that's D minor pentatonic. What if I want to go to D major pentatonic, but stay in the same position, on the same position? I'll have to flat 3 notes. That's what I'll have to do. Not sharp, but flat. So if I want to go from D minor pentatonic in the 10th position to D major pentatonic in the 10th position, I have to flat 3 of the notes. Those 3 notes are F, C, And oh shoot, let me think here. Let me think. Wait. Okay, I got that. Oh. Okay, and G. You flat G also. Okay. So I almost messed that up in my head. When you start in D minor pentatonic, 10th fret position, to go from D minor pentatonic to D major pentatonic, you flat the F, every F to E, you flat every C to B, and you flat every A to G sharp. No, you flat every G to F sharp. Well, dude, I do it again. Start again. If you're on the 10th fret position and you're playing a D minor pentatonic and you want to go to D major pentatonic, you flat the F to E, you flat the C to B, and you flat the G to F sharp. Ooh, did it. And if you do that, you get a different pattern. I'm going to just stay with the pattern is rather than talk about all the notes that change. That's self-explanatory. All you got to do is do the work. So what you do when you get when you get those three notes, which is F to E, C sharp, you get a D major pentatonic on the 10th position, and that would be these notes. 6th string 10th fret, 6th string 12th fret, 5th string 5th string, wait, let me see this. I gotta do this. Yes, 5th string 9th fret, 5th string 12th fret, 4th string 9th fret, 4th string 12th fret, 3rd string 9th fret, 3rd string 11th fret, 2nd string 10th fret, 2nd string 12th fret, 1st string 10th fret, 1st string 12th fret. So that's what you get. It's a slightly different pattern. It's got three flats, and yet you went from D minor pentatonic to D major pentatonic, not vice versa. So yeah, I did all that correctly. I'm just working up my math, make sure I did all that right. 9th, 11th, 10th, 12th, 10th, 12th. Got it. Okay. That's practical examples. Knowing those patterns and knowing that logic will enable you, if you're playing a solo like the solo to Sunshine of Your Love, to improvise and not have to play just what Clapton did. You can understand what he did, make it your own, improvise, because you know the concept. Or also you can learn his solo note for note and know why he's playing those notes and play them with more conviction when you actually do play his solo. I don't like playing solos where I don't know what I'm doing. I'm only a step away from goofing and not knowing why I goofed or where I'm at. And that's not good. That's very thin ice for a soloist, a guitar player. And the only reason I brought up the diatonic scales, I'm not going to go over those because those are more easily known maybe. But in diatonic scales, you flat three notes on the scale to go from major to minor, and you sharp three notes to go from minor to major. It's intuitive in the diatonic scales, but in the pentatonic scales, it's counterintuitive. So, I love you guys. Peace. Rock and roll.